Yo, microphone is working. That is nice. Spike Medley is already excited. 30 minutes before we started, he already said, I'm excited. Hey, Spike. Your microphone is working. Oh, we got a feedback loop here. So. We got the book, we got the cards. So what's happening? Am I live? I'm live, yes. I'm live. Four-Suited Magic says greetings to you, Four-Suited Magic. Welcome to the show. We're getting started here in a second. Okay, that works. Very nice. Let's do this, guys. I'm ready. OTHMARIUS Magic. Like and subscribe. Yes. Hey there, everybody. Today we're starting right from the card table. What about that? Got currently 2 folks watching. Guys, awesome you're tuning in. Where's everybody else? Now I see something's here happening with the green screen. I got the flickering on my t-shirt and I don't like that. But what am I gonna do about it? I gotta do something about it right away. Let's check this out. If I can fix it right now. It's just a little chroma key. There, bang, gone, done. Alright, guys, we are in the middle of the Royal Road to Card Magic. Like the middle of the middle. We're all in it. Chapter 14, The Reverse. And it's a great one. It's a great one. It's a great chapter. If you haven't read it, you need to read it. Okay, just watching this stream today won't do it. It's super rich. I'm going to point out the most important things here. I must admit, I gotta improvise here a lot. I had a super busy week, and really I was just like, until the show started, I was setting it all up, and I was all crazy. Hey, Nairo Smith is in the house. Welcome, Nairo Smith. Today we're going to look at a technique, the reverse. Reversing a card at the bottom or the top of the deck. And the cool thing about it is that it's the first trick in the book we learn. It's the first slide we learn on Royal Road to Card Magic in a trick called the Topsy-Turvy cards. And it's something so beautiful, where you reverse a card at the top or the bottom of the deck in order to create some amazing, relatively simple tricks. And I just fucked it up a little bit here right now. I just wanted to start with a performance. I do it anyways. We are going to take a look at some really cool methods how to do this, and at some really cool tricks, what you can do with it. And of course I will add some bonus material here into the whole thing, because I just uploaded a tutorial on a very nice color change, the Cardini snap color change. I hope you've seen this already. And the technique I'm using there is one I kind of use for reversing a card, right? And this is something very subtle, something very simple, and it is actually a variation of a technique we learn here in the Road to Card Magic. And the Tipsy-Turvy trick is also, although it's the easiest trick in the book, the beginner trick, the first trick in the book, I do this all the time. I like really doing this. So I'm with in a situation with people. I have a deck of cards, you know, I can freely show the cards, and I have a spectator select a card with a thumb riffle, right? Somewhere the spectator stops me and then chooses a card. In this case here, it's a 5 of spades, right? But this trick, and this is how I roll with it, you know, it's not about just one card. It's about actually all on cards. Check this out, like little one-handed fan. Because what we're going to do, we're going to place these cards onto the back of our hand, just like that. And then we take the other half and we place it right on top of there. You see what's happening there? Yeah? I've got now a deck of cards with about half of the cards face down and half of the cards face up. And it does not matter how many times I turn the deck around. It's yin and yang, you know, it's just the situation we got here. Half of the deck face up, half of the deck face down. Now check this out. When I pull out a card here somewhere from the portion face up and I add a little bit of magic to it, just a little bit, check this out. Palming the card like a beginner, right? Relaxing the hand, and then turning the card into pixie dust. What we need for this trick. Bringing the pixie dust on the deck. Check out what's happening. All the cards reset themselves, just like that. Check it out. Isn't that a nice trick? The first trick in the book. Using the reverse. And it does blow layman's mind. It's a nice trick for me. When I'm getting into a improv set, you know, what happens sometimes? I always got a deck of cards on me, of course, and by now I'm known to be a fairly decent performer of card magic with my friends and stuff, and I got a community here of artists in Berlin, different kinds of artists, stand-up comedians, painters, musicians. It's all there, and we have a very nice pub, very regularly meet. To have some cold ones, you know, to talk about arts, to talk about life, to smoke some cigarettes, you know. And then occasionally somebody says, oh man, show us another trick, show us some magic and stuff, and this happens. And then a Topsy-Turvy card is a very nice opener. It's a very simple one. I'm always saying this all like this, you know, this is the first trick in the book, basically. That's the first thing you learn when you're working with the Bible of card magic. And then you show the trick, and then the people are super excited about it because it is visual. It's very magical. It's not your uncle's Uncle Jimmy's trick. You know, let me put the cards in the back, and then you know, I count cards and stuff, and then something happens. No, it's very, very straightforward, very visual, very simple to follow, and it just gives you a nice lead to what you do. And I always like to say, you know what? This is the first trick in the book, because when you do card magic, when you perform card magic, especially in a bar, you know, with guys, sometimes things get nasty. Sometimes people, you know, get involved a little too much. And then I like to perform the Tipsy trick, which is also in this chapter. We're going to talk about this trick also today. And we're going to watch my performance on the trick. I uploaded, again, years ago, a performance of this one. And I haven't watched it for a long time. So I'm super excited. I'm super hyped to do this. And also, I got a lot of other stuff to share with you. So it's going to be an epic session again. I hope so. I'm hyped. And yeah, welcome to the show, everybody. So let's see what's going on in chat. We got currently 9 folks watching, guys. So we got Spike Medley in the house, for Suited Magic. We got Nairo Smith and Spike Medley. Great guys. Good to be here, my friend. For everybody new to now I've got this camera. For everybody new to the show, I've got in the info box the link to our Discord channel. Because it turns out that the Discord channel we have here with our cozy community is quite fun. Spike Medley just uploaded a picture of his living room, which is basically looking like a corner store, you know, with just some shelves and desks and a lot of vodka there. Nice living room, man. That's how you roll, you know. Make your dreams come true. No, just kidding. I want to show you. We got here our Discord. No, that's not the Discord server. What is this? This is I'm listening music to. Here's a Discord server, right? So a lot of things going on, guys. You're discussing cards. You're discussing magic. You are talking about lives. You're getting to know each other. Absolutely fantastic. I'm having a blast of a time tuning into the Discord channel. That's pretty dope. So keep that up. I love it. I show up occasionally, as you know, and I get a lot of inspiration by you guys. This is rocking awesome. And then we got a new OTHMANIAC in the house. So the other day here, Michael J. Wait. What's the name? Let me check this out. I want to name this name, but I don't want to expose too much information. Spratly, Michael J. Spratly. Michael J. Spratly joined the Patreon, joined the OTHMANIACs here amongst now Louis Peters, Martin Schmidt, the bold Richard Bellis, and Sebastian. I want to say Hansel, I believe. I don't know. Thank you so much, guys, once again for all your support. Well, that's you, Spike Medley. You are Michael J. Spaden, yeah? That's awesome, man. Thank you so much for your support. That is really, really cool. Absolutely awesome. What about this Deadpool profile pic? Don't you think you're just a little bit too old for shit like that? Says the guy who has, I don't know, kind of like a comic figure of himself. Anyways, so Discord, and Patreon. We got that covered, and this is something I wanted to show you also. This is the video of the week. You know, occasionally I choose a video as a video of the week, and this is Pop Hayden performing at a bar, and I've got the link, of course, all the links in the info or cards as well as in the info box as usual, right? Now this is something that I enjoyed watching so much. Like, guys, pretty much everything we are talking about here, everything in the Royal Road to Card Magic, and also a lot of stuff in this chapter, you can see live in action here in a real situation by a absolute outstanding, wonderfully sophisticated magician. I love Pop Hayden so much. I love his style. I love his handling. I love his performance, his comedy. It's just fantastic. And I like this picture so much. I did choose this one. I hope you can see this. Now, look at the situation here. We got the face of the performer facing this dude here in the right. So they got eye contact, and there's some interaction going on. Now look at this dude. This dude is looking over here. He's participating in this moment in this interaction, even pointing. And they are also, when you watch the clip, you see there are more people involved in the whole situation. Now, and all the people in this situation are right now in the interaction, in the situation. Everybody's engaging. Look at this. Look at his hands. What is he doing there? Is he palming? Is he reversing? What is he setting up there? He's definitely setting something up there. I can tell you this. And I love this so much because when you watch the performance, the whole interaction and the whole engagement of the audience, you're kind of getting it, even if you're watching from this camera angle. And you also forget. You also fall into these blind spots watching it. If you are not using the privilege and the knowledge we have about card magic, since we are studying the Royal Road to Card Magic here for months now, only burning his hands. But the great thing here in this performance is what you can see is how Pop works with these dead spots. Like, he's really placing his moves into these dead spots of the audience, and he's performing a beautiful set with people with the reactions are just lovely. Nothing over the top. It's really grounded. It's really right there. This is how you do it. Highly recommended to watch and learn. And if you don't know this guy, he's one of the best living close-up and parlor magicians right now, I would say. Easy peasy. Top 10. At least in my personal book. really wonderful. And also what you can see in this performance is a lot of body work. It's really cool. In the routines he plays, he does a lot of palming in this routine. He really addresses everybody. He gets everyone on board, and he's doing this very with a lot of charm, and he creates a lot of amusement doing so. And his body language or his body movements are extremely precise. So he knows that he can hide things in plain sight by simply turning his body to the left or to the right, while engaging with people. And I just point this out here because we will be confronted with this in this chapter of the Royal Road to Card Magic. It is just how you do it, and that is so fantastic. And for me, it was just like, oh, awesome! This video was just uploaded, and this fits so well to this chapter of the Royal Road to Card Magic, right? Because we will get to this. We will get to this. So that's that video of the week, and then before we really get started here. I had a poll going on again, and again you guys went totally onto voting here. My question was, what's your main source for learning magic? So we got like 40% saying books. We got only 2% saying other magic products, tricks, DVDs, downloads. We have 55% saying YouTube, and we have 2%. I have a real life mentor, teacher, master. These numbers of 42 votes, and then. We got some comments here. Violent Vegan, he wrote, can't beat books. Somehow I just learned better from books. I don't know why that is. I know why that is, or I have an idea why that is. It's simply because when you read, you are activating certain brain structures or something. You have to imagine the things happening, and this imagination is a very strong learning impulse. So I recommend always first try to figure it out in your mind, how it's supposed to look, how it's supposed to go down, and then you might turn to YouTube or to another source to get a check on it, how it looks like. So, and then we have Akuma Snow says books for sure, but YouTube sometimes for visual reference. Nothing beats detail of books. For me, really helps me learn. Pretty much the same thing here. Yes, this is absolutely reasonable. Hello, a good balance of books and also videos on YouTube to visualize what is being taught in print. Exactly. And then Robert Ball Magic says, I like to study with books as well. This is how I first started learning and still enjoy with physical books. You don't worry about your Wi-Fi connection, right? So you kind of a little bit of independent here with books too. Thank you so much for the engagement. And I think what we're doing here kind of, makes also perfectly sense, because we're working with a book. We're trying to catch up on what we understood from the lecture, and then we work our way, hopefully, to the stages of the world. Right? That's the goal here. So, I've been talking a lot. I got 6 current viewers, and we are going now to the card table. And of course, I'm doing this again here. Right, card table. First things first, in the book we got some very nice. Information, additional information next to the techniques and the tricks. So we get a note here that of course when we reverse a card in the deck, doing this with borderless cards is kind of a drag, because you can hide a card much easier. You can even fend the cards when you have a card reversed. Especially when you have it reversed in a face-up deck, so face-down deck in a face-up deck, you can go through there without risking too much of flashing. And of course, if you would do this with a borderless deck, with a for example here with a club special, you will have the problem of flashing immediately, right? That's the first note we get here. And for me also, I like to work a lot with the half pass And I'm all down with Aaron Fisher's Gravity Half Pass. It's one of the most influential and most important moves in my repertoire. By the way, you see this? Yeah, you see it. You can't really do it with a half pass, right? With a deck like this. Just a note, just a tiny note. Doesn't mean that these cards are necessarily dismissed all the way, because when we go down to false dealing techniques, to a lot of table work, shuffling techniques and stuff, a borderless deck does a tremendous job, right? So it's always a matter of what are we going to pull off, how are we going to use our cards, which of course takes part in the decision what we're going to take. So, and now before we go into the methods, I want to get this down before we forget it. It's let me take this angle. This is a little bit cooler. It's on page 180. It's the first trick, which is basically actually a card control, a top control. I'm going to talk about this a little bit. We read something very interesting. It is a wise magician who varies his methods for obtaining his secret objective, and it is a still wiser magician who sets apart certain methods for certain objectives for use in set tricks. For example, it is not good policy to use the same method for controlling a card twice in a routine. By allocating a certain method to a certain trick and always using that same method in that trick, not only is there less chance of the onlookers detecting your secret operations, but your work will be so much the easier and smoother for you than if you made up your mind on the spur of the moment as to which method you would use. Okay, two things here. We got two very important things here. One is like kind of common sense, you know. You don't want to use the same method all over again, because this increases the chance of getting busted on the way. We already heard this pretty much in the first chapter when we talked about overhand shuffle. By the way, in this chapter, again, the overhand shuffle becomes absolutely relevant, right? Most underestimated move in card magic is the overhand shuffle. Forget everything else if you haven't mastered the overhand shuffle. And by master the overhand shuffle, I mean you control everything with the overhand shuffle. If you can do this, get the fuck out of here. I don't care. It is so important. You have to have a little bit of variations going on for your thing. But then the other thing they said here, which is really interesting, is like have certain moves embedded into certain tricks, and you use them always for that trick. It's much easier than making up your mind what thing you use. And here's the funny thing. I believe this is Hogarth and Breuer, who are top players in the game, right? Or who had been top players in the game at the time. Kind of, you know, speaking from their level. Down to us mortals. Right? Because, I mean, most people... a lot of magic books, they are designed in a way that the trick is basically the whole routine with the sleight embedded, inbuilt, and people take it like this. This is the trick. You can reach a level of performing magic where you have a repertoire, a solid repertoire of sleights so down that you can choose, depending on the situation, that you can freely decide, I'm doing it like this now, or like that, it doesn't matter. And that is, I call this improv free jazz magic. This is the highest level. This is when you reach that level, when you just take a deck of cards and you have, I don't know, you have your 10, 20 tricks that are all very variable in a routine, and you can also vary the slides. And you do this like, you know, Frank Zappa playing the guitar. You're done. That's where you are. You're just, you know, find the book to write your name into the Hall of Fame, right? We are here advised as homies to figure something out that works for ourselves. So we make a choice of tricks. We routine them, and we have our slides in place. However, of course, we don't want to be too strict with the pattern, too strict with the routine, because otherwise we turn out to become this performance that have a stick in their ass. You know, just like I cannot interact with my audience because I have to follow the routine. You know, it's like, and you can't do this live because people are going to throw shit at you. People are going to engage, and so you have to be, you know, able to let loose a little bit and still keep the structure. That's the challenge, but that's now far ahead. But this is inside. This is here the note. Very, very important note. Very, very relevant. So now we have in the reverse location basically a card control. We have a bottom card that we reverse without glimpsing it. So we reverse the bottom card without glimpsing it. A card having been chosen and noted by a spectator, and a card having been shuffled by you while retaining the reverse card at the bottom. So we are now shuffling the cards. We keep the reverse card at the bottom. By the way, this is something absolute. This is a very nice convincer. So usually, when you have in any way you flash the bottom card, you flash the deck, right? You want to do this subconsciously, like just flash the card. Don't bring attention to it. You just flash the card, and then you reverse the bottom card, and then you shuffle once over it. It's a even more subtle level of convincing your spectator. So card is already reversed at the bottom. Now we have a spectator select a card. Any card here. King of clubs, right? And then use the key undercut method to place the reverse card above the spectator's card. So it's just like pretty much like the key card principle. However we do it, you know. So I could say, you know what, I would do it like this. I would keep the card at the bottom, and I would say to you, just say stop anytime. Right there. Okay, place it in here. And then the spectator places the card here, and then my reverse card, bam, I put it on top there, bam. Just that, I flashed here. I gotta be a little bit careful with that. So now we got the reverse card on top of the selection. King of clubs, king of diamonds, king of clubs. I'm stressed out here right now because the camera is already overheating. What? We are in only for what? For 25 minutes, and it is freaking hot, guys. It's freaking hot. I tried to do this. I tried to burn it. I don't wanna kill my camera. I don't want to kill my camera. It's a nice piece of equipment. It's a Canon EOS 7D. It's my girlfriend's camera, who was so kind to lend it to me, and I was so kind to never give it back. And I managed, by the way, to turn this camera into a webcam with kind of a HDMI hub, which was one of the most expensive, tiniest thing I ever bought. This is kind of a little tiny computer chip that turns this camera into a webcam, which is awesome. It's an awesome piece of technology. Freaking yeah. Okay. So we got the king of diamonds face up over the spectator's card, which in a spectator's point of view, the card is completely lost in the deck. I don't know what it is even as a magician. Now square the pack very openly, and the onlookers must be convinced that the chosen card is lost, buried among the other cards. To obtain control of the chosen card, turn half left and begin an overhand shuffle. As the middle of the deck is reached, run the card singly until you use the reverse card, which will be facing you. Immediately thump it off the deck, letting it fall to the floor. Letting it fall to the floor? Are you kidding me? Stop the shuffle, drop the cards in your right hand, and stop. And on top of those in your left hand. Apologizing for your clumsiness, stop and pick up the fallen card. Push this card into the deck, and you have the chosen card at your disposal on top of the deck. So it's a card control. So what I do now, I shuffle the cards, right? But here's the thing: turn left. I turn left, so I'm in this position. Again, video of the week in the info cards. Check out, look how this looks like in a real life performance situation. That's how you do it. You go like while you start shuffling, you go like, what's your name, Amanda? You haven't done anything tonight, or something like this. Pull a stupid line while you shuffle the cards. Now, as you come to the middle, you start running cards. I show you this. And as soon as I come to this card, you do something like this. You drop the card. You have the card drop. And you go like, oh no, I dropped the card. I'm so clumsy. I'm so sorry. And then you put the card back in the center of the deck. And then you have this, the card of the spectator control to the top. Which is the most bananas workaround card control I know of. Like, this is... I thought the rule was make it easy for yourself. No, but it's basically a very nice introduction here into a performance situations. We now start really working with our whole body here. While we control the card, and we use the overhand shuffle, and we use the reverse. So this is kind of marking the card. It's like a key card principle without, bothering to go through the deck. Of course, you can make your life much easier by just controlling the card to the top with the pass, because you know the pass, right? And nobody pulls the pass off like you. Yeah, turn to the left. We're gonna hear this. We're gonna hear this later once again. So, what is happening? Hey. Okay, currently 10 folks watching. Welcome everybody, I hope you're having a great time. I hope you got a deck of cards out, and I hope you are practicing while you're listening to this and watching this, because make it quality time for yourselves, That came up also in the Discord, on our Discord channel, like, a little bit talking about you guys were a little bit talking about your lives, and then it's like, I don't have so much time practicing or something because I bought myself a puppy, and now I have to take a walk with the puppy or something like this. Spike Medley is just standing in front of his vodka collection, wasting time with that shit. And I believe it's really cool that you guys tuning in and using this as an opportunity for practicing your cards. It's a privilege doing this with you guys. I'm honored. I'm honored that you're on board here doing this. Now, in connection, and I'm going to read here again because while paraphrasing, it's really well put in ROyAL Card Magic. By the way, I just came across, there's, I don't know what his name is, Magic Orthodoxy is the channel, and he's doing magic reviews and deck reviews. I guess you know the guy. He's got a very nice channel. He did a video the other day on books, and because I'm now, the algorithm picks up here this OTHMARIUS is now with magic books and stuff. So I got this video suggested. I watched it, and then I realized maybe I'm mispronouncing the name of the author here. I believe I'm pretty okay with Frederick Broet, but is the guy called Jean Hougart, or is it Jean Haggard? I thought because of the Broet, and because I thought for some reason I made it up in my mind. I said, like, these guys are French Americans, so I thought. You have to pronounce it in French as Jean Hougart. Turns out, Jean Hougart or Jean Haggard is an Australian, I believe, from Australia, and this is a made-up name. It's a, how do you say this, synonym. It's not his real name. So I don't know if you know anything. Is this guy now called Jean Haggard or Jean Hougart? What's your bet? French or American? Let me know, please, because I don't want to make. I want to make more. I don't want to make more an idiot out of myself than I already did. Okay, I'm confused. I'm confused right now because my brain is. It's so hot. Today. It's 30 degrees again. Okay, a little story time. Here because the camera has to cool down. Last week in the news, in a weather report in Germany, the weather report went down something like Fellow citizens of our beloved country, next week is going to be freaking hot again, and you guys can handle that shit. We know, so prep yourself. Something like that. At least I made it up in my mind. So I built myself a do-it-yourself DIY air conditioner. Absolutely fantastic. Watch it up on YouTube. I said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna buy myself an air conditioner because I can do this live stream and it's freaking fucking hot. And what am I gonna do? Am I gonna melt down here? You know, for YouTube? No. And then I looked it up, and every reasonable air conditioner, you know, there's portable ones, they go $250 is the least you have to pay. Otherwise you buy yourself a machine that it's just this over. Everything under $250 is just an overpriced vent. You know, they're selling it as an air conditioner. So I said, I'm not stupid. I know my homies on YouTube, so I said air conditioner. What can I do? And then I found somebody who built one with ice boxes. You know, ice box for picnic in the summer, ice boxes. And then you just put a vent in there, and you put ice in there, and then you have connect two of these, and then the air freezes, and then you blow it in your face. Amazing. Built that stuff. I felt like MacGyver. I felt like MacGyver. Absolutely crazy. Anyways. Naru Smith says, I always heard it pronounced French. Okay, that gives me hope, because it would be really embarrassing. But you know, things like that happen, and usually, now usually I look things up before that, because this is simple things people stumble upon. You know, you can't say the smartest shit, and then you mispronounce the name of someone. Everybody says, "Idiot, shut up." And it's kind of true. Little other story time, and then we go back to the book. As you guys know, I might have realized by now, I'm an academic. I actually studied in Berlin philosophy and history, and at the very early stage of my studies, I was in a seminar about ancient history, about Alexander the Great. And I did a lecture on his last phase, on his death, you know, and then I thought it would be super cool to end this referat. How do you say this? Referat? How this is called? Wait. The presentation. In German, Referat. To end this presentation with the last word of Alexander the Great. And I quoted Alexander the Great in English, because the book I was working with was written in English. So I quoted the last word of Alexander in English, and went off stage, basically. And then the professor said, yeah, but he probably didn't say it in English. And of course the whole class was laughing, and I was like, oh fuck. It was so embarrassing. And then I had a test, like kind of a final test there. It was one-on-one, and the professor asked me, so I would like to start with the question of what language did the ancient Persians speak? And like, I don't know, Persian. So you gotta go through a lot of pain, okay, to get somewhere. Decade is in house. It's like this, how it sounds. Gene Hook, like Hook, Hugh Jackman. You got. Okay. I only noticed because Aaron Fisher talked about this last week with us. The first name can be said French way. So Jean Hugat. Decade, you are in Aaron Fisher's class. That is, I envy you. Aaron Fisher is one of my. I love the guy. It's amazing. Next time you're in class, please tell him I love him, and tell him that Gravity Half Pass and his book The Paper Engine changed my magic. Absolutely awesome. Aaron Fisher, absolutely one of the best players. I love this guy. Okay. back to the card table. No. So we have this clumsy thing. We have the card fall in order to control. We have a card that's face up, which is basically our key card upon the selection. While we're shuffling to the left, spectators don't see it, and we go like, oh, I dropped the card. Yeah, from magician's point of view, like, oh, I dropped the card. I'm so sorry. During the shuffling. So you shuffle. Okay, let me do this. I have the card face down. I'm going to show this one more time because it's nice. It's actually very nice. So you shuffle the card. Where is the card? And then you go, oh, now I didn't drop it. And then you go, oh, I dropped the card. And because you're in the middle of the shuffling, you have now the selection in your left hand, and then you just bring it on top. That's it. That's the move, right? Clumsiness. We are pretending to be clumsy. Now, let's read ROyAL card magic here again. There are two classes of card conjurers. One class, every opportunity of parading. One class takes every opportunity of parading dexterity by using flashy flourishes and showy shuffles throughout their performance, whereas the other class handles the card just as any card player would. Indeed, sometimes affecting a little clumsiness by dropping a card or the like. In the first case, the reaction of the onlookers is that they are not surprised by the result of the trick, since the quickness of the performer's hands has literally been thrown at them. His work is dismissed with the remark, he's clever with his hands. And forgotten almost at once. In the second case, when the spectators see the cards handled with perfect fairness and without the sleight of hand as they think, then the results simply seem to happen of their own accord. The magician's feat thereafter make a lasting impression on the minds of the onlookers and will be seen by them with pleasure over and over again. Now, I think Hugard and Broe are a little bit harsh here. I think a very sophisticated performance style is something that works well also today. I mean, just take Turner's act, who builds his act around the double the second deal, the pushover second deal, which is published in Erdney's Expert at the Card Table. And he performs it actually like this, that he displays the skill. Or what did I do? Do I start bleeding here right now? But this is disgusting. What the fuck? This is getting old. This is getting old in real time. For no freaking reason, you just start bleeding. It's like lepra or something. Jesus. What am I going to do now? I just had the idea to kill myself with a plastic bag, but that would be too radical. I just cover myself. I just cover myself up like this, just like that. Nobody sees it. I hope, and I don't start bleeding at some other body parts, or maybe I'm patient zero of the freaking zombie apocalypse, and that would be amazing, like turning on a YouTube live stream into a zombie, like and you guys like sitting there and like, dude, man, he's really desperate. He's really trying to get attention, and until you realize that that this shit is real. You know, when I come back with body parts of my girlfriend. Whatever. What the freak ever. Too harsh. Performance style. Sophisticated. But of course, they are right. At the point is that take for example Leonard Green's performance style is exactly this. I mean, it looks like this guy has some, you know, has multiple sclerosis or shit. He's holding the cards like really like clumsy. It's painful to see how he handles cards. And then his effects are so powerful, because how can you expect someone who's handling cards so roughly, so dirty, so crunchy, so brutal, like a freaking idiot? And man, underneath, he is a sleight of hand expert. He's pulling off every freaking move you can dream of, like nothing, like a ninja, like a samurai. And somewhere there in the middle, of course, there's the approach by Aaron Fisher. Like, because as I recall Aaron Fisher's work from the book, from Paper Engine, and what I've seen on YouTube, what he brought out for free, the idea is to touch the cards as little as possible. So there's supposed to be nothing happening with the cards at all. So no clumsiness, nothing. So because that's the most powerful trick. Give a spectator the cards, have them imagine a card. Have them whisper the card they imagine in their head into somebody else's ear. Have them shuffle the cards, put the cards on the table, don't even touch the cards. Have someone turn the top card over and it's the spectator's card. Right? That's the most powerful magic. That is impossible. It is impossible. Like, yeah, you can work around the effect, but if somebody would do it like this, I would say that's lucky. That was just lucky. So, right now there is a deal where you get the first month for $1, I think. Great class, very nice. Sebastian Hansen is out. Sebastian, sorry. By the way, guys, if I missed something going on here in the chat, it's just because, following my own thought of trains and so on and so on. So nobody, because the last live session, I completely missed that Honey said hi, so he was in there, and then when I rewatched the streams, I do rewatch my streams, I just checking in on the quality, and I saw, and I didn't even say hi, and I hope so, Honey, if you watch this, if you might watch this, I'm sorry, I apologize. Right now there is, okay, hi everybody. Aaron has a great way to get the card unreversed. He hands the deck to the spectator and tells them to shuffle. When he gets the card back, he notices the face-up card and says, the must have did it. He hands the deck to the spectator and tells him to shuffle. Ah, okay. I understand. At the cleanup. Yeah. Yeah, this is nice. This is very nice. Yeah. Have your spectators do the work for you. That's a good attitude. So. Now, I want to go to the tipsy trick. So, because we started, what's going on here? I was as orange as Donald Trump for a second. I don't want to be Trump ranch. Okay, we started this stream with the topsy-turvy cards, with the first trick in the book, with the reverse card, and where half of the deck that's lying face up, by the power of magic, turns face down again. Now, there's the topsy-turvy trick, where the narrative or the pattern or the premise is that you have a spectator select a card, and the card gets lost in the deck, and then you tell the story that, at least in Road to Card Magic, it's a drunken person that once took the deck from me and then shuffled the cards very sloppily. So what am I gonna do in this situation when I have cards face up, face down, face up, face down? What am I gonna do? Of course, the first trick, it's a backup trick, abracadabra, and all the cards are in order again. All the cards are facing in the same direction, except, of course, for the spectator's cards, which is face down or face up. Depends on how you want to present the effect, right? A triumph. It's a triumph. Yeah? A stand-up, a triumph, relatively easy. Now, I turn the music down, and I want to watch with you guys my performance of this very trick, which I performed. Let's go here to this one. And I performed this 2015. I uploaded this 20th May of 2015. Okay. And I'm gonna cringe a little bit because I was very stiff, like very stiff there. Okay, let's try this. I want to see this now.
Hi there, all you lovers of magical entertainment.
It's showtime.
That's right, so listen up. I was doing magic for some Hollywood phonies at a posh party in the world of glamour and entertainment. Everything working pretty well for me so far. I had a spectator select a card from a complete random position. A card which stood out from all the other cards because it was signed with a unique signature. Now, wouldn't it be amazing? I quite confidently spoke to the crowd. If I could make the card jump to the top of the deck with just a snap of my fingers. But then things got out of control a little bit, out of hand so to say, because, and believe it or not, but Arnold Schwarzenegger himself interfered, drunk like Hercules. You got to shuffle the cards first, Mr. Magician. He raised objections. Well, that can be done, Mr. Schwarzenegger, I agreed, for shuffling cards constitutes common sense in a performance of card magic. No, you got to shuffle the cards even harder. You got to shuffle them like an action hero. Show me some action. And I showed the man some action. I shuffled the cards real hard, real good. But he kept complaining. Now, what are you doing? You have to shuffle like a true champion. So I did. I shuffled like a true champion, but still couldn't satisfy Arnie's high demands, no matter how hard I tried. And then, man, I hate it when they do this. He snatches the deck out of my hand. I do this myself now. You never compromise in life. You do things or you don't do them. This is how you are successful. Never be a pussy. There you go, Mr. Magician. Now snap with your fingers and show your magic. I said, Mr. Schwarzenegger, this is a challenge. You just performed the Austrian shuffle. Look, man, now we got cards face up in the deck. We got cards face down. We got the whole deck mixed up in a great confusion. Some of them cards lying face to face, some of them back to back. You, sir, really seem to expect me to really have magical powers. I placed the deck upon the table and cast the magic spell, Spoon Ja Ja Spoon Ja. And by the means of magic only, the deck resets itself with only one card out of line in the center of the pack. And you are guessing right. Of course, it was the signed selection. Now, isn't that insane? I think so. The Tipsy trick, an old-time working classic in card magic.
I believe I have a very funny. Now I'm talking something here. I've got a very funny outtake. What did I do there? I remember this. What is this? Ah, yeah.
But what happened? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, first things first. There's absolutely no doubt about it that I'm a complete idiot. I'm such an idiot. But what I liked here now, what I liked here, what I like is that I created the picture at the beginning. So I create this image of the card face down and face up deck, and I end up there. This is quite nice from the idea, but the overall pace of the thing was way too slow. And then, of course, you could clearly see that there is something happening with the hands. And by this time, I wasn't so much of an experienced performer, and also I didn't have the slides really down, so you could. And now this already worked in the real world, but in a camera performance, you can see that's very long in a certain position, and in a very long certain position, and then you see muscle motions happening. It's not necessarily flashing, but overall, it's that what you want to avoid. You want to have at the moment where you're doing the dirty work, you want to have a break. You want to have people not engaged and looking at the cards. This is where you not want to do the dirty work. You want to do the dirty work right at the point when the people are laughing, when they're engaging, and so on and so on. But I like the story very much, and I don't know if I still can do the Arnold Schwarzenegger impression. I got into this. I'm Arnold. Arnie. How do you do? How to get here, Arnie? A champion, true champion. Yes, you got to work like a true champion. I don't know. I got to get a little bit into it. It's very difficult. So the camera on. By the way, the people who know impressions, this always amazes me. Like people who can switch from one, I don't know, character to another and change their voices. Like, wow, it's such great, so fun to watch. So now the camera's back on, yes, and it's not overheating. So the tipsy trick, guys, do you know this one? I don't even know how I did it. Now there are many different ways of doing this. I believe I get the card to the bottom. So you have a spectator to select the card. And of course, I'm doing this with the invisible turnover pass. Spectator selects a card. And you can have them take them out, and then you just spread the cards again, or you just have them point at them. And where do I want it? I want it to the bottom, so I show like this is your card, and in this situation, and I just leave it where we have it, and I perform the invisible turnover pass, which from this angle totally flashes, but in a stand-up performance, no worries here. Now I've got the king of clubs at the bottom of the deck, and now here comes the pattern. So you say there are different ways of shuffling the cards. In India they shuffle the Hindu shuffle, and I've got a tutorial up and running on my channel how to keep the bottom stock under control, just 2 weeks ago or something. So you shuffle that. And then you have the overhand shuffle. You keep the overhand shuffle. You keep the target card at the bottom of the deck. Yeah. Also, I've got a tutorial for this. Now, this is really the first and second chapter, and you do this like bringing attention to cards, but telling the story. There are these different ways of shuffling cards. No. How did I explain this? No, in this video I said, yeah, Arnold pushes me to shuffle the cards, but I like to tell the story that there are different ways to shuffle this, but there are the people in Austria or some other, in other country. Do you know where they shuffle there, or do you know where they shuffle in China or whatever, or where they shuffle in on Mars? Or you go with the drunken story, but I would go in Austria, but in Germany, there's a really old, super racist joke that Austrians are a little stupid. Really racist, super old racist joke, and I like to pull this off, like getting, this irony in there. And then, or I do this Arnold Schwarzenegger. But anyways, you go to the sloppy shuffle here, and there's different ways of doing it. I start in this manner, so I push a bunch of cards in my hand. I turn my wrist around, I push a bunch of cards in my hands. I turn my wrist around, push a bunch of cards in my hands, push a bunch of cards. And you do this sloppy, like you do this really like, oh my god, like this. Until you reach the last card, and the last card you put then face up on the cards, face down, when you transfer them into your left hand to square them up. And you square them up like this. And then you have this beautiful situation where you have now half of the deck face down and half of the deck face up, but from a layman's perspective, it creates the illusion that the cards are completely mixed. It does. If you learn this, if you do this, you say no, this is not possible, that people fall for it, but they do. Now, and to create an impression, you can say, look, I've got now a deck where I've got cards face up in the deck. So you cut from the upper portion, then you cut in the lower portion. I got cards face down in the deck, and then you cut right there, because you got a gap here, right? Because the cards are usually bent inwards. It's when we use them, and we have them here, right? So you cut now in this position. And now you need to get this deck turned over and then put it back on, which brings all the cards face up except for the selection at the bottom of the deck. That's the thing you do it. And I like to use basically the gravity half pass or an half pass. So when I come over and you got a lot of cover here, I just flip the deck over like this. So it's basically this move. Pop. That's what I do. And yeah, again I have a very low, strange camera angle. You flash there, but in a live performance, never had issues with that. And then you say, I know, abracadabra and stuff, or the first trick in the book, remember, because that's the magic, because you come in this situation because Arnold Schwarzenegger took the cards, because the Austrian shuffle is so fucked up, or because a drunken person took the shuffle, the cards. You can make up whatever you want, to tell in a story, and then you may say abracadabra, and then you say, look, all them cards, they are face up now, except for one card. Check it out, bang. And then, spectator's card. It is a beautiful trick. It is a beautiful trick. I love it. I love it. I do it. I do it straight after the Tipsy Turvy card whenever I get the chance. I love it. It creates absolutely wonderful reactions, and it's not so hard to do. I mean, because of course you can control. You don't need to use an invisible turnover pass. By the way, if I was an angle in a camera situation like this, and even with in this situation here, this is a little bit uncomfortable, but I probably would use this technique. And now I got it on the top, and it doesn't matter because I would say now anyways, yeah, this is how they shuffle it in Texas, this is how they shuffle it in India, yeah, and this is how they shuffle it in Austria, right? With the selection at the bottom of the deck, right? Was it a selection? I believe so. I think so. So, invisible turnover pass here for the table situation under cover of squaring the cards up like this. It's very nice. It's a very nice move, and I'm gonna give you guys a tutorial on this one. When I finally shoot my tutorial series on a table work. But if you haven't mastered the pass yet, or the invisible turnover pass, you can of course take any other control. You can have a spectator shuffle the cards. You shuffle the cards. You have a spectator say stop, right? At any point, say stop at any point. Spectator looks at the card, 9 of diamonds. You just jog in, you know, undercut, and 1 fourth, shuffle, and you got it on top. Was it a card? I guess so. Or no, I got it on the bottom. Right, you don't have to go for the difficult slides here. I don't even know which one, how they do this here on the Royal Road to Card Magic. Yeah, they do it by shuffling, by the over and shuffle. So we got here shuffle over and running the chosen card to the bottom and back to the top, then make another over and shuffle, retaining the card there. Yeah, it's up to you. You just got to get there naturally to the sloppy shuffle or slop shuffle, or what is it called? And you're good. Absolutely beautiful. Now, as I said, I hadn't time really to prep all the things here. I want to analyze the last trick in the chapter, the Mountebank Miracle, because I believe it's a nice impromptu trick to have at your hands, something you can do all the time. But I didn't quite understand it. And then there's the spellbound here, which is something where the spectator deals down the name of the card, of his chosen card, which then appears face up in the deck. Very nice trick also. I just want to take a short look at this one also, in reference on how you perform this again, because you're doing the sloppy, you play the sloppy one once again, and also you hand out the cards to the spectator, which is really nice. Let's do this in a second, because I just gotta get a little break here. We're doing this for 1 hour now, so I guess this will be a nice 20 minutes to half an hour to go to this material. I just want to have a little chill break here before we do this. Again, we are listening to the royalty-free planet, which is a channel on YouTube that collects and organizes and features royalty-free artists, royalty-free music. And this is really a rich sauce. Also, you find all relevant links for this session in the info cards as well as in the info box. The whole series of these live streams, the Topsy-Turvy trick, it's a complete series on the trick, the first trick in the book, with the reverse in the in-depth tutorial, everything covered. The performance of the Tipsy trick, if you want to see it again, just to learn how to improve your magic by not doing what I'm doing there, you know. And also the video of the week, that is Pop Hayden performing magic live and at a bar. And then you saw me using the Brave browser when I showed you all the things, which is an absolutely great alternative for Chrome or for every other web browser. It comes with an inbuilt ad blocker. It comes with an inbuilt blocker or firewall for blocking spyware, malware, trackers and bots. And it has a crypto purse, which you don't have to use the browser, but it's a system, it's a crypto payment system which enables people to pay their content creators by simply watching them on YouTube, which is a pretty dope system. Check this browser out with the link. It's an affiliated link in the info box. It doesn't cost you a dime. Download it, give it a try. After 30 days, I get $5 in this cryptocurrency, which I immediately hand over to my favorite content creators on YouTube. And also, Frederick Barut is now in the house. Good evening, Frederick. We have a little break here and then we continue. Are you guys having a great time? Are you practicing cards? Because there's not so much going on in the chat and I'd love to know if you guys are practicing cards. Oh, Fienchen ist da. Ich sehe dich, frisch gebadet und fit und schön wie so oft. Herzliche Grüße an dich. Fienchen, liebe Grüße. Ich hoffe, du guckst noch, weil ich nämlich jetzt das gerade nicht gelesen habe. That was me speaking German to my dear mother. Liebe Mama, ich hoffe, dir geht es gut und du hast einen wunderschönen Abend. Wie du siehst, ich bin ganz gerade der Kartenzauberei gewidmet. And there's another question. Would you guys be interested in a little video series shot a little differently on playing cards? I would like to talk a little bit about my take on playing cards, and you discussed this very passionate on our Discord channel. By the way, Discord channel also link in the info box. Would you like to do a little series? I would go over my favorite cards, cards in general. What's my take on playing cards? Would you watch that, or would you say, I don't need that, I don't care? Let me know. I probably will do it anyways. Sebastian Hensel likes the idea, awesome. Spike Medley and okay, guys, I show you something. I show you my precious babies. The decks I haven't opened yet. Dude, by picking those up, I just threw the rest of my tiny collection. I have a very small collection. I don't know. I have 80 decks or something, and most of them are used. But these suckers I didn't even open up. So of course I've got a Madison Dealers here. I love this stack. I love the back design. I love the box. It's just beautiful. Like pretty much the opposite in terms of color. The Killer Bees. It's just you know, I don't even want to open this up. It's just like, oh, look at this. Oh baby, this is amazing. And then I also like this deck very much. I picked this up in a magic shop in Spain, and that was super expensive. I paid $20 or something for this deck. But I loved it. I love the two hands here. If you can see this, there are two hands on the back. Alright. See that? Nice, nice. So for you deck collectors out there. And then these are my favorite, the Hornets. I got 4 of those. I got 2 open. I love these cards. They are just freaking awesome. Very nice decks, yeah. And just for a simple thing here, I believe in simplicity as a magician, as a you know, close-up guy. So I don't like to bring out decks that are too fancy. That's just not even that it arouses suspicion or something. It's just it doesn't feel right. And I like this box. It's a very attractive box. But it's, you know, it's actually playing cards. It has this back design, super great. And I don't know how this back design this would work too. But even that is. Even that is too, you know, with the hands tells too much, you know, says too much. So for me, always it's a tally who is really good. And the Kopaks I discovered thanks to Flying V, who sent me those. This is actually very ugly back design, but it's just what you would expect from a deck. This looks like a deck that comes with a shitty poker set. It's perfect for Magic. If you bring this out, and it doesn't arouse any suspicion. And the cards, they look like just like those cards from a poker deck. The Jokers, they look like this, just like a deck of cards. This is something what I like to work with, what I bring out, you know. And the fancy stuff, that's just for my pleasure. And when I'm down and life gives me trouble and I can't sleep at night, you know, I take those out and I look at them and I wonder, you know. Am I down enough to open them up? Do I need this now, or do I keep them? It might get worse, you know. Yeah. But yes, it's a simple take on the subject, you know. I don't know what your financial stand is, and if you I know people have crazy hobbies, you know. I know a scuba diver, and in these, you know, dude, man, I'm not even close. Even if I max out a year on Magic, that's 10% of what the dude is spending on scuba diving, right? So there are hobbies and hobbies, and depends on your financial background. It depends on how much money you make. But for me, you know, with money, I think I'm a really down-to-earth guy. I'm a very generous guy. I like to go out, have good food, and, you know, when I'm drinking with buddies, you know, that's on me. Take it easy, guys, you know. And if it's there, if I got it, but when it comes to Magic, or when it comes to spending money, you know, why would you make like choices spending getting a deck collection? Except if this is your thing and this gives you joy, great enough. But I'm interested in learning Magic. I'm studying Magic, so I easily spent. I bought the most important books by OTHMARIUS. That's $150. You buy Leonard Green, $150. You buy a good lecture DVD, $50. You buy an old Jeff McBride DVD on card manipulation, $30. You buy a trick, $20, $30, $50, $60. You know, that sums up. Yeah, you know, so I buy myself bricks, only bricks bicycle, bricks seconds, and I work with that. And that's how I roll, you know, because I need the money for. I rather spend it on books or good lecture DVDs than going for a huge collection. I mean, like, yeah, of course, you know. But I don't know. I don't have 3 million subscribers, and I don't make 250,000 to 5 million views with my videos. So I just can't spend so much money on decks. Little bit jealousy speaking here. Like, Chris Ramsey's deck collection is like really crazy, but it's cool. Good for the man. Good for the man. That's good. And yeah, the market is crazy. I mean, all these decks, quite frankly speaking, they're all the same. At a certain level of card handling, you know, yeah, you don't need a fancy deck. by David Blaine to get something done. You just need a bicycle. Seconds. And the challenge is anytime, any given deck. And this happens. And oh, here is a deck of cards. Show us something. And then you have a deck from a bar. And that is a standard deck from the area where you're around, and it's a very used deck. It's super sticky and everything. You got material in your hands to work with that deck? No? Don't show up in the night at the bar. But of course, oh, here's another thing. I believe that magicians are so nerdy about cards. Everybody got the take, and that some use powder, some change their decks in certain intervals and stuff, and have really, really strong beliefs in cards, in certain cards. Some people believe that their cards lose their karma if some other person touches them, and all this crazy shit, like religious beliefs. And I believe this is the reason for that is the psychology of stage fright. You know, behind the curtains, all these artists are completely psychopaths. They have very, very weird routines dealing with stage fright. And this gets worse the bigger the stage is. And close-up guys, they don't have that curtain behind there. You can sit in front of your mirror and sing like a bird for half an hour to calm yourself down. Beep, 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 beep. I'm a bird. I'm a cockatoo. Boop, 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 boop. And then they go on stage and do that crazy shit. Yeah, where are you gonna do this? You're in the bar and you got a deck of cards. So I believe this stage fright thing, this goes in the cards. This turns into this nerd beliefs in cards. That's just my theory. It's just my take on it. I don't know. What do you say? What do you think? Am I here pushing it too far? Okay, back to the card table before the camera overheats. Someone thinks of a card without touching it. When you deal the cards a moment later, the card appears reversed in the pack. Is that even possible? I didn't quite get the trick in the first row, so just let's walk through this. To finish this up here. I believe we don't make the other trick, but hey, man. So, have a pack shuffled and placed on the table, saying, in a moment I shall ask you to think of a card under conditions which will convince you that chance alone dictates the card which you will think of. So, we make the spectator at the end remember that he only thought of the card under conditions, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this is the outcome, but of course he's not only thinking of the card. So this is kind of basically a force. A force where you don't know the card. So, convince your chancellor. When I turn my back, cut off any small number of cards, about 10 or 12 or so. You will not know how many cards you have cut, and neither will I. Count the cards, remember how many there are, and put them in your pocket. So now I turn around as a magician and the spectator cuts a small amount of cards. That's what they shall do. They shall count the cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards, and put them in their pocket. I put them here and here. That's our pocket. 7 cards. This done, turn back and take the rest of the pack. You have, addressing the spectator again. You have a number arrived at by chance. As I deal the cards, kindly remember the cards which falls on your number. Deal 15 cards, counting each one aloud, lifting each so that its face can be seen, and dropping the cards face downwards in a neat pile. This action reverses to their order. So deal 15 cards, counting each one aloud, lifting each so that its face can be seen. Okay, so we have now, we're dealing now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards the spectator thought of. I'm so fucking genius, man. I'm such a powerful magician. It's crazy, right? 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 cards. Pick up the dealt packet and place it at the top of the deck. Then remember that he still has some cards in his pocket. Turn away and have him replace these on top of the pack. So we take those, place them on, and I say, oh, you've got cards. We will bring those cards back on top. I hope I'm following here right. Now, deal cards face downwards, rather swiftly, dropping them about a foot before you. Silently count the cards, and when you deal the 16th card, which will be the spectator's card, flip it face upwards, lengthwise, and continue to deal for 2 or 3 cards without the slightest pause. The effect is that the card was reversed in the pack, and that you simply dealt it for the spectators watch the cards as they fall on the table and not your hands. The fact of showing the mentally selected card reversed in the pack makes this a fine quick trick. Okay. So I'm dealing face downwards and to the 16 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Right? That's what you do. And now the card appears face upwards from the mind of the spectator. And I love this so much. This was just confusing for me for a second, because I was thinking, where did I reverse the card? Now this is how Hogarth and Broe work in the book in the Roy wrote the card magic. So we learned now how to reverse a card. We learned it as a slide. We learned how to combine it with the over and shuffle and other techniques. We have been showing a couple of really beautiful tricks how to use this. And now at the end we got a trick where we don't reverse the card. We don't use the reverse. We use the effect of the card being reversed in this manner. So this is this thinking of Jean Hogarth and Brave, because this creates this confusion, and it's why. And then this makes you shift your position from your spectator's point of view, because you are when you study magic in a book, for most of the time, like I just did, trying to understand it. You are thinking from the magician's point of view, and this is maybe the most important thing I've been saying here today in this live stream. The learning process in magic is the most important thing is that you understand the principle of the trick, you understand the handling and the principle, and as soon as you got this, get away from the magician's point of view and reflect on it from the spectator's point of view. You need to understand what the spectator experiences and when and where he or she experiences as the effect. And then you need to understand why the pattern is designed in the manner or the narrative, and what it makes in the spectator's head. And then you will realize there is time misdirection, there is occupation of the mind when you do the dirty work, and so on and so on, and this creates the effect. And then the memory of the spectator is here at the end. He just thought of a card. That's what they will remember. He thought of a card. I thought of a card as a spectator. And as I looked at the table, this card ends up face upwards in the deck. I just have one question. Why is it the 16th card? Why is it the 16th card? Because I don't know which card the spectator remembers, right? I don't understand this. Can you help me, guys? What is the... I need to go through this again. I don't understand it. Now I'm going back to the magician's point of view. I want to understand why that is, so that I'm secure. I feel safe. Now, of course you can be like this. If you're like this, if you are like someone who takes great risk and who can live with that and security, and you're still calm, yeah, you don't need to understand it. It's just a 16th card. But for me, it's like I want to know why, because if I don't know why, I can't figure if I'm making a mistake, and I just don't want to be in that situation, right? Because this makes me nervous, and I don't want to be nervous. I'm nervous enough anyways, you know. I'm stressed out enough because there's people, and I'm in a social interaction situation with people. Super terrifying, right? People are so frightening. Okay, I just walk through this one more time here because I need to understand this. By the way, I got a very nice question in a comment. Somebody asked me about a trick in the expert card technique. And I looked it up, and I will do a special tutorial for the guy and for you guys, of course. Going through this trick, it's a 2-6-7 or something card trick, and it is something that is a very nice trick. When I understood it, it's like, oh, this again from the spectator's point of view, it's very beautiful, but you have to do a little bit of math. So this is one of the tricks where you have to where sleight of hand comes in play, right? Not only sleight of hand, there's also this sleight of hand, and I'm always like. Because as you realize, I'm a very spontaneous person. I'm a very improvised character. I'd love to just jazz around and just the shit that comes up in my mind, I just go with it. And sometimes I even dismiss the cards. Now, if the joke is better, like just go for I go for the stand-up set. The other day I did this impromptu, like we're on a story time. We are on the market. We are every weekend on the market where we are selling artworks of my girlfriend. We are selling tile murals, beautifully designed, very colorful, scientific drawings arranged and collages in fired prints on tiles on the market. And it was a very hot weekend, and nobody did really sell. So it was a shitty business day. And you are standing there, you come there, you build everything up, and then you put your products on the table, and there's a lot of people. It's a beautiful day, but nobody's in the mood of shopping. Everybody's like, oh, dude, it's super hot, man. I just need some ice and water, and it's just I'm not going to buy art, right? So a lot of people on the market were like kind of frustrated. You're sitting there 6 hours, and after 4 hours you're going like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? There's no money coming in. How am I going to pay my bills? Jesus Christ, what's going on here? You know, it's thoughts like this, you know? Paranoia. So those two guys came up, relatively young guys, and they go like, man, we have such a shitty day and stuff, and I was like, immediately catching this, catching the vibes. So this is a good situation for practicing performing. And I didn't have a deck of cards in my hands, and it was really too hot even for cards, you know. So I just went for a spontaneous stand-up thing. So I went for exaggerating this negative emotion by forced positivity. So I went, what, guys? Sometimes it's like this because I'm having the blast of my life right now. Like my life is so amazing, it's insane. You know, it's just 1 more hour and we have to pack. I'm already so sad that I have to leave this place because that's the place where I'm called to be here. That is where I want to be. This is where I love to be. This is where I breathe. I'm a bird. I wish I was a bird. I could sit on this tree. I'm sitting under it right now. I wish I could sit on this freaking tree whole day long, you know, and singing my song. That's how happy I am, you know. And I just pushed it. And these guys, they were having a blast of a time. They could get rid of their laughter. It's such a relief, you know. Get rid of paranoia in your head. It can take you down. 2 hours of thinking, how do I pay my bills? This can get you down for like a fucking week. Now, seriously, you know, take care on your heads, you know. So I did them a service, and one guy said, oh, man, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And it was really nice. And it was just a chance to practice performing. Practice performing when you can, because it's a huge part of it. And yeah, you can separate this, you know, you can, just practice your storytelling skills, you know. Now, try to make a story funny. I believe some shit happened to you this week, something hilarious, you know. And you're in a train, and there are people in the train, and you say, you know what? You know what happened to me yesterday? And then you exaggerate and you tell them a crazy story, and the stranger is going like, yeah, dude. And you get a reaction, and this will sharpen your senses. Just a little practice tip, you know. Stalk strangers. Okay, you guys, hey Annie, can I ask you something after the stream on your Discord? Sure thing. Hey, you Shane the Clown is in the house. You Shane the Clown. Hey, very nice. You're tuning in today. Thank you so much. for your pledge on Patreon. Welcome to the community of OTHManiacs. You know, just that you know, we have a Discord channel. The link is in the info box, so you're very welcome to tune in there, and also for everybody else, and to get to know the community. Very nice. So I just want to run through this one more time because I just can't figure it out. So we have the situation. We have a spectator from a shuffled deck of cards take a bunch of cards, and then he shall count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This time we got 6 cards. Now I'm dealing down 15 cards, and the 6th card the spectator is supposed to memorize. So face down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Spectators card 5 of hearts. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. These cards go on the deck, and those cards go on top of there. And now the card is on the 16th position, right? So why is that? I count down. He takes 6 cards. I count down 15 cards. I reverse their order. So the 6th position. Yeah. Is it then? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, it's the 16th card. I was actually quite good at math in school. I mean, not you know, Russian genius level, but you know, okay. What happened? Did I smoke too much weed? Did I drink too much booze? Did I? Yeah, I'm already falling apart. Also, and it's not just that my head spontaneously explodes from the outside; it also happens to the inside. Guys, the camera is overheating once again. But isn't that a nice trick? Isn't that a nice trick? I mean, just that's a beautiful trick. This is one of those where I go like, yes, this is here, yes, get it in my repertoire as impromptu anytime. Well, you can do this with any deck, anytime, super easy. Like, can you do a card trick? Card trick, I do magic, dude. I can make you think of a card, and it's going to be appearing right in your face. It's like, show me, dude, and you go like this, and it's super easy. All you gotta remember is you deal 15 cards, and then it's in the 16th position. That's all you gotta remember, and you don't even need to know why, you know. But I can't. I'm telling you, I'm not buttering with this any longer. I'm not going to bed. I'm not going to sleep until I figure this this complex mathematical problem until I fix it. You know, I can't live with myself not knowing why it is. So, guys, it was a blast of a time. It's time to say goodbye again. By the way, next coming Tuesday, so no live stream. Sorry, guys, I am going to be visiting my dear mother. I'm not going to be in town. I'm broadcasting from Berlin. By the way, for anybody who doesn't know yet, I'm not in Berlin. I'm in my hometown, the city of Colonia, which has a very high standards in drinking culture. So no live stream. I try to shoot some tutorials the next 2 days and edit them so that there will be at least 2 uploads coming week. I hope I can manage. I can make that, you know. And somebody had the idea of you guys. I don't know who was it. Where's the Discord? I closed the Discord. Man. Let me check this out. Anyway, who was it? I want to give credits where credits due. Let's do it like this. So this is the Discord channel. The link for the channel is in the info box, guys. In the info box. So who said this? No, what am I doing? It's the magic mouse. I have all the options for the magic Mac mouse, and you know, and you do one strange motion, and then you change the shape. You change everything. It's annoying. So it was. Naira Smith wrote, how about a non-streaming live session tomorrow here at Discord? Let's hang out, discuss some slide, and have some fun. Maybe OTHMARIUS can spread the word on the YouTube community tab. So I'm doing this right now, guys. If you want to hang out on Discord, maybe you can activate this because you can also verbally chat on Discord. Do you say it like this? I don't know. And then you can practice cards and you can get to know each other. But just give it a try. If you need if you need any admin powers, which I could give you with my god powers, I would do that. Yeah, and then you can make it. Why not? Why not? You know. Hey, Honey's in the house also. Honey, better. Welcome to the show. I also apologized earlier because I rewatched my other stream and then I saw that you just tuned in shortly saying hi, and I was like doing my thing and I didn't even see that you were there. So hey, tell Mama OTHMARIUS, all of your fans said hi. I will do that. She's gonna love that. Absolutely cool. So. Guys, it's time to say goodbye to each other. I had a blast of a time. You will find all the links in the info box and info cards. You will find the link to the Patreon site. If you haven't checked this out, you can go to Patreon and watch a very nice presentation video, read something about myself and stuff. You don't need to make a commitment there or something. There is some extra information. Link for the Discord channel, all additional links for the video of the week, Pop Hayden performing at the bar. If you're done here and you still have time, watch this. It's really rich. And also in the info cards, everything what you need. And then the journey proceeds. We're going to the Hindu Shuffle and other controls. So we're going to look at the Hindu Shuffle control here again. So this is going to be a little bit. It's going to be a laid-back session, I wonder, because I just put out all these tutorials on it already. But we can talk in detail in there. And of course, you can use any video, whatever you watch of me or from me. Also in the comments here, if you have any suggestions, any questions, just hit me. You know, I'm just super excited about getting this feedback and then getting inspiration of what next videos I could shoot. So Hindu Shuffle and color. Then we're going to the classic force. We're going to talk about forcing. I'm really looking forward to this session because forcing is such a really, really important thing in card magic. And then top and bottom changes. Man, the top change. Do you know the top change? I'm gonna do it like this. Top change for let me take. Yeah, that's good. 2 cards. Top change. Color change. I don't know if it's in the road to card magic. Looks something like this. Very, very slowly done. I do this up to my head. So you show the card, you come down, you bring her up, and you change the card. Change them in her face. Looks visually. Top change, really rich thing. You can do a lot of things with this thing. I'm using the top change quite a lot, and it's also like forcing. One of the things, if you overcome the barrier in your mind, the stress barrier, this shit is easy. It's just boldness, and if you make this, your experience, your card magic experience will be boosted. It's like palming, everybody's super stressed about the palm and stuff. So just do it. Go out. You give it a try. Again, Pop Hayden's video. Look at the guy. How is he? He's palming cards like a crazy dude, and he's having a lot of fun with it. It's really, you have a lot of fun. And then arrangements and routines. So we are looking at now piecing it all together and stuff, and then platform tricks. So we are here getting closer to the end, not only of this live stream but also of the Royal Road to Card Magic, guys. And this is crazy. This is crazy. We will have done it then. We will have been working through the Royal Road to Card Magic every chapter once a week, every Tuesday night. And there's not many folks who can say they did that. And what are we going to do next? Are we going to the expert of the card table, or the expert card technique, or something else? What do you want? Tell me what you need. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you're interested in. I don't know. For example, expert card technique, like this is a really tiny book compared to the expert of the card table. I don't believe that we can walk this through like we did this, but maybe our section-wise and selectively, you know, just picking up the most important tricks. And it would be great to get some feedback where you say, yeah, I'm working with this book already, this trick gave me trouble, or I would like to talk with you or learn about your take on this thing and stuff. And who knows, you know, maybe I will learn something new too. All right, guys. Time to say goodbye. Are you ready? Do you want to type in some saying goodbye shit now? Or do you just, we do this like we do this on YouTube? We're going like clicking away. I had a blast of a time. I'm glad that the microphone worked and the music worked. I hope the video quality also was great. And yeah, what a rich chapter. What a rich chapter. Currently 12 folks watching. We had Frederick Baru, Deckhead, Sebastian Hensel, Spike Madley, Hey Yushin Clown, Honey, Badger and Strengthening. And we got my mom. We got Nairo Smith. We had Four-Suited Magic in the house. That was pretty much everybody, right, who commented something. And a lot of other folks who just, you know, tuned in to tune off again, to tune out again, you know. But you know how it is. This is YouTube, guys. We're on freaking YouTube. See you all on Discord. Call on next time. So not next week, but videos. Take care. Take your time, and it will come to you. Practice and practice well, and it will come to you. The challenge is to become the best magician only you can become. Because there's no one like you, right? There's no one like OTHMARIUS. Thank you so much for tuning in. I had a blast of a time. You know the drill. Be sure, more magical stuff is going to be uploaded very, very soon. Ciao. OTHMARIUS Magic. Like and subscribe.